iPad Grant Proposal, Davis Bond Education Foundation, by Delia Vargas, Shannon Anderson, Shea Delfid, William Paul Cartmill. The classroom context for our grant proposal of a classroom technology lab is for the 6th grade. The content area of focus is on language arts. There are 30 students in our class. The learning outcome we chose is from Standards for English Language Arts 6 through 12. It is a reading standard for literature. The learning outcome is describe how a particular story's or drama's plot unfolds in a series of episodes, as well as how the characters respond or change as the plot moves toward a resolution. There are 6 desired software features we chose for our grant proposal. They are the features that our software should have in order to assist the fulfillment of our learning outcome. They are motivation, comprehension, assessment, positive feedback, engaging, and monitoring. Software that is motivating can boost a student's self-esteem. Students will be encouraged to complete their assigned work, and students will learn and exceed. It will be easy for students to understand software that includes clear instruction. If a program is comprehensible to a student, then they will have a great understanding and do well with learning. Assessment will assist the teacher in tracking individual student progress, which is also essential because teachers can plan for intervention if students are falling behind or struggling with work. Positive feedback is very effective for students because it lets them know that they are on the right track. Positive feedback inspires learning. When software is engaging, it helps with student improvement. If software attracts the attention of students, then they will most likely take interest. Teachers and school staff will assure proper practice of student activities and learning. These software features are all significant to our learning outcome for 6th grade language arts. A classroom technology lab would be very beneficial to our 6th grade students in achieving Common Core state standards. Technology will assist greatly with student learning. Our team is asking for each of our 30 students to have an iPad of their own in our classroom technology lab. They will be able to complete lessons and activities. The cost of a 16-gigabyte iPad is $399. If we were able to have one iPad per student, the total cost would be $11,970 for all iPads. Using iPads, students will be able to complete assignments, save work, and print hard copies. Each student will be responsible for his or her device and the work completed on the device. In our classroom technology lab, students will always be under supervision. Why technology? It raises the quality of class discussion and involves students more deeply. It is the way of the future. Technology is advancing and is preparing students for success. Technology makes teaching and learning engaging, memorable, and exciting. Ultimately, the student retains more information because of these factors.
That our group decided to use iBooks, Mastery Connect, and EDU Pad. 1 being low and 2 being high. The teachers are in yellow and the students are in green. iBooks. This is high for the students because of the ease of reading from an iPad entices the student to read more than a book would. The level of comprehension is increased if the app reads to the student and the student follows along. For the teacher, the app is medium because it does benefit the teacher because the students are more inclined to actually do their reading. Not only do they do it, but they comprehend and retain it at a higher level. Mastery Connect app benefits the teacher the most because it makes their job easier and they can focus more on teaching their children. It lays out everything a teacher would need to know from a teaching standpoint, from up-to-date teaching standards to tracking how each individual student is doing. It benefits the children because more time is freed up from the teacher to be spent with them. EDU app. The teachers and students' benefits are both high from this app because it covers all aspects that need to be taught within the classroom, and all in one app. The app brings everyone together, making the learning process fun and animated. This opens the door for the teacher to be more enthusiastic about the teaching process. In turn, the students become excited about learning. It's a win-win scenario for both the students and teachers alike. EDU Pad, #1 educational apps publisher for elementary and middle school. They offer apps ranging in subjects such as language arts, math, science, health, and music. EDU app even has apps available for students studying for the SATs in math, critical thinking, biology, and U.S. history. The cost associated with the app per grade K through 5 or SAT subjects is $2.99. It can be broken up per subject for the students, and a cost for that would be 99 cents each subject. Mastery Connect. The app makes the teacher's job easier. It features curriculum maps, state and common core standards, integrated standard resources, response to intervention, multiple standards, benchmark assessment, standards-based student reports, remediation, reteaching. Cost for the app. For a single teacher, it's $159 per year or $7 per student for the school district. This app allows the teacher to pinpoint what teaching style is working for their students and which is not. It also lets the teacher know who is struggling in their class. The time freed up by the app, because the teacher no longer has to create grade books, can now be focused on those students who are struggling. Overall, this app is extremely beneficial for both the students and the teachers. iBooks. The features include download and read books from iPads. The app has the option to read to the students. The ease of not carrying around heavy books and the cost associated with the price of the text required for the class.
Our Classroom Technology Lab will implement an accessible use policy while using an iPad or computer. The rules will cover compliance with copyright and fair use, accessible computer use, and internet safety. These rules will be posted in the lab for the students to follow at all times. Rule number 1 covers compliance with copyright and fair use across the board. Our students will be responsible for producing their own work, citing the source properly by giving credit to the author or authors, and ask for help from a teacher or an adult to verify if the source is credible and published. Our goal is to teach the importance of adhering to copyright laws and avoid copying work that is found on the internet. Student privacy encompasses 3 rules that cover the safety and security while in the computer lab. For example, the importance of safeguarding personal files with a password that will be remembered. The importance of never placing personal information of yourself or others online. And lastly, to avoid talking to strangers online. Our acceptable computer use policy is designed for students to have a safe and beneficial time in the technology lab. These rules include: follow all classroom technology rules that cover copyright compliance, fair use, and internet safety. To sit properly at the computer to avoid injury. Do not download anything without a teacher's approval. Respect others and their privacy. Set a time limit for computer use to avoid spending too much time online. And lastly, do not bring food or drinks into the computer lab.
So this is the technology selection and care portion of our PowerPoint presentation. The goal within the next couple of slides is to provide you some insight as to why we ended up where we did, and to provide a little bit more and some general as far as general wellness, general routine maintenance and care of the devices selected for this. The device selected for this grant proposal. So in other words, these slides will help you gain insight as to why we selected our particular device and the general care and maintenance of said device. First bullet here is the technology review. In order to explore all options for our classrooms, our vetting process included the review of 6 different electronic devices, which included 4 Apple products, the Microsoft Surface Pro 2, Kindle Fire HDX, and the Samsung Galaxy 4. The review so how we organized our review of these devices and the aim of that review was to provide a comprehensive review of each product. So in order to do that, we created a 6-point rating system which analyzed the devices on the following metrics: memory capacity, battery life, chip processing capability, screen dimension, operating system, and price point. I think it should be noted here that price point includes the cost of the device, screen protection and protective case for the device, as well as Wi-Fi and internet security as needed. And I say that as needed for the example within this chart. The price of the Surface Pro 2 includes a 12-month subscription for McAfee. The McAfee subscription was added to the total cost of the Surface Pro 2 in order to protect the device from malicious web data that students will be subjected to. Conversely, the Apple and Kindle devices device total does not include the 12-month subscription, as these devices are standardly encrypted and written with their own security measures to protect the device. And again, that's standard way. Technology selection. So after the review, after the vetting process was completed, it's our recommendation to request Apple's iPad 3 Mini with Retina display to be provided in our classrooms on a one-to-one student basis. It's our determination that the vetting process found the iPad the most stable and versatile of all the devices. It's also our findings that the iPad provides for the enhancement of learning for our 21st century students at a reasonable price point. The total cost of the grant we are requesting is $13,020 even. This total includes the cost of 30 devices, 30 protective cases. Should be noted, screen protection is also included within the case design, and Wi-Fi service for a year. The extra $600, we're estimating a $600 additional charge for Wi-Fi service, and it should be noted that the $600 should only be added to the total in school sites that don't already have Wi-Fi service capability. So within this slide, we will discuss our proposed maintenance program that will accompany and be included in our iPad initiative. Within our initiative is our intention to capitalize on what's currently working throughout the school districts across America. One of the many examples of a successful iPad initiative launch can be found in the Overton School District. One of the main points that made Overton's launch so successful was that the school administrators put maintenance of the iPads in the forefront of the program. The program started with a student contract, which highlights the standard of maintenance each student would be held to. These contracts included overall care of the device itself. Our program will follow the example of Overton. For instance, our student contract will not only state and highlight the student's maintenance responsibility, but it will also clearly designate the goals and outcomes of our program. Our contract will also state what students will be prohibited to use on the. For example, our contract will state not to use window cleaner or any other cleaning product while cleaning the device. Our contract will state to only use soft, lint-free cloth when cleaning the device's screen. It is our desire to create a unique student account on each of the devices students will be using throughout the school year. This unique student account will have restrictions on the type of access each device would have enabled. It should be noted here that the Apple iPad 3 was unique in this regard. Each of the other devices we reviewed would require software to be downloaded onto the device to provide this level of security. This extra software would have increased the overall bottom line of the price point. The general maintenance section of our student contract would include battery life care. Our contract will have built-in stipulations aimed at prolonging the device's battery life. For instance, we will ask the students to avoid charging the iPad overnight. We will ask that once the iPad is fully charged, to have the students remove it from the charger. We also ask the students to avoid charging the iPad until the battery life is around 20%. Studies have shown this technique to prolong the battery life of the said device. While the iPad check-ins can be utilized by the instructor to ensure students are following the student contract, beyond that, the check-ins is an opportunity for the instructor to ensure that the device has all the latest operating system updates and or enough available memory to institute the latest application and aid instruction.